Hi guys. Few of my students met me and were saying that there's a log question that they had and they want me to do a video on it. So likewise, if you have a question that you want us to talk about or you want us to discuss, particularly on any topic you're dealing with, you can just drop that question in the comment section and I promise you I'm going to do a video on it. So um also if you've not subscribed to my channel, click on that subscription button for you to get great content like this and more. So I'll write the question and you see how we'll go about solving it. All right. So the question is bracket. We have 12.95 close bracket. Then at the top we have a 3 divided by 2, also divided by 5.35, all divided by open bracket 6.36 times 0.045 all to the power of 0.4. So there's a power here, there's a power here also. Now, one of the things I tell my students is if you have a question like this, the first thing you do is ensure you fix the numbers in the calculator. Yes, they are going to say yes, you're not supposed to solve the question with calculator, but if you have a calculator with you, it's an opportunity for you to slot in the values and get the answer down so that you work towards the answer, right? So now fixing these values in the calculator, how does it look like? Now, let me deal with this part like this. Let me deal with this particular part. Now, if you have x to the power of 3 over 2, in literal term, it's the same thing as x raised to the power of what? 1 over 2 multiplied by 3, right? And we all know that x to the power of 1 over 2 is same thing as what? The root of what? X, right? So this is the root of x multiplied by what? The power of what? 3. So, so I'm going to rewrite the question like that. So I have a bracket. I have 12.95, right? All, so this one is in a root like this. Then we have a power of 3 divided by. So if you've gotten the answer of this with your calculator, now you now press this. You have divided by what? 3.5, 5.35, sorry. All divided by. Now you can just open a bracket and write this directly with your calculator. You don't have to do any conversion. 0.045 all to the power of 0.14. So you use 0.4 exactly. And if you do that, you're supposed to get 14.3667. All right, 3667. And if your calculator is in two decimal place, you know you're going to get 14.37. Right. So let's solve without calculator now. So you can see I've drawn the table here just to write in the details that we need. So the first here we're using log. First here is numbers, and here is our log, and here is outcome. The outcome, right? So the first part here will write the number. So I'm writing the way I wrote it here with calculator, right? The root of, open a bracket, the root of 12.95 to the power of 3. And I like to write everything at the numerator there, the way it is. So we have divided by 5.35, right? So now, for you to get the log of a number, you need to find the characteristics of what? The the number first, right? And the characteristics is generally found at the whole number part of the number if it is the decimal number. Like this is the decimal number. So the decimal part is 9.95, right? So the whole number part we have two digits, right? We have two digits, 1 and 2. So since there are two minus 1, so I'm using the counting method of finding characteristics, right? If you've not known that, you can drop a message or drop a question about that on the comment section, and I promise I will do well to explain in the next video. So, so since there are what two digits, just 2 minus 1, you have what? 1. So with the decimal point, so that's our characteristics. Now for this, what is the characteristic of this particular number? We have what? I said here 2 minus 1, right? Now since this is just one figure, right? So 1 minus 1 gives us what? 0. So we have 0 with a decimal point. So roll this down a bit, right? So we can see our denominator. Our denominator is 6.36. That's the first part. So I am splitting it because we're dealing with log here. So I'm splitting. so that it will be very easy for us to multiply by what? 0.4. Now, in the middle, there's the we have a denominator. We have a denominator. So what's the characteristic here? Just like I did the first part, I said is 0. What of this one? Now, this is a number that is less than 1. So for numbers that are less than 1, we just count the numbers of zeros and put them in bar. So since there are what, 2 zeros here, right? If you write this number in significant figure, right, in standard form, sorry, if you write the number in standard form, you're going to get what, 4.5 times 10 to the power minus 2. So because of that minus 2, we write it as bar 2, right? Bar 2. Okay, that's nice. So the next thing is what, to find the log of the numbers individually. So move to my log table. So we're looking for what, log 12 under 9, difference of 5. So log 12, log of what, 12. So where's my 12? This is 12, and 12 under 9. So this is 9. So if you trace down to this part, right? Trace down to this part, you have this number as your, so difference under 5. So this is 5. So if you trace down to this part, you have what, 17. So if you add what we have here, we have 1106 plus 17, right? So 6 plus 7, I'm writing the answer here. 6 plus 7 gives us 13. 13 we carry 1 and add to this one. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus the other one is 2. So we have 1, 1, 2. So let's go back to the next page and write this. We have 1, 1, 2, 3. Right? Good. Now, mind you, because we have a root here, right? Because we have a root here, we're going to divide our answer by what? 2. Remember what I did up here, right? We're going to divide. So because of this guy here, we're divided by answer by what? 2. And after that, whatever we get, we multiply it by what? 3. So we're following that squarely. So whatever we get, we multiply by what? 2. So if you divide this by 2, you'll get 0.5561, right? Now we multiply this particular one by what? 3. So if you multiply 15 by 3, you have yeah, you have 5 by 3, you have 15. Keep 1, multiply by this one by 3, you have what? 1 times 3 is what? 3, plus the other one you pick is what? 4. 3 times 6, or 6 times 3 gives you what? 18, right? 8 and carry 1. 5 times 3 is what? 15, plus that one is what? 16, right? 6 carry 1. 5 times 3 again, you have what? 16, just like, because there's 1 outside. Now 3 times 0 is what? 0. 0 plus the 1 outside gives you 1.0. So this is what we get all for this one, right? All for this. Right, so this is, let me put an equality sign here. Now for this, we're looking for what? So if you have a number like this, you ignore the decimal point and find the log of what? 53 under 5. So we're going to do that. 53 under 5. So there's no 50 here. So I'll check the other log if we have 50 something. Okay, now zoom this. So 53 under 5. Now 53, this is 53. Now under 5, so this is 5. So if you trace down, you see that this is the line there. So I'm going to write 7284. 7284. And that's the only number there. So it does 53. 300. So we have 7, 2, 8, and 4. Now, we don't have to do any division or multiplication here. So all we need to do is just go to go to the other part and we write the same thing here. So we're writing the same thing because there's no square here or power here that we're going to multiply or divide this log by. So we write the same thing, 0.7284. Now, mind you, since we have division here at this part, right? Since we have division at this part here, what we're going to do is what we subtract to get our final outcome, right? So if you subtract squarely or if you subtract accurately, what you're going to get is what? 0.9405. Okay, let's do it together. So we have 1.6684 because we just need 4 decimal places. So, and the other one is what? So we have a minus sign, 0.787. 0.7284. So 4 minus 4 is 0, 8 minus 8 is 0, 6 minus 2 is 4, 6 minus this is not possible. So you borrow 1 from here, add to this is 16 minus 7, 9, and you have a 0 point. So that's how I got this number, right? So now at this other part, we had 5 here and there was nothing here. So that's how the 5 came to be. All right. So now let's find the log of what 63 under 6. So 63 under 6. So quickly go to log, right? 63. So 63 is this part. This is 63, right? 63. Let me zoom again. So 63. 63 under 6. This is 0. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. And this is 6. 63 under 6 is this one. So we have 8035. So quickly. So we have 8035 multiplied by 0.4. So if you multiply this accurately, you're going to get 0.3214 exactly. Now the issue is this part, right? So calculator is part 2, and we just go to the log table and find 45 log 45 log 45 log 45 is at this part. So come down just 45. So this is 45. So we're checking for, let's see, exactly 45 under 0. So 45 under 0 is this. We have, we have 30, we have 65, 32. 65, 32. So I write it exactly 65, 32. Now 65, 32 multiplied by what 0.4. So this is where the issue is. This is where a lot of my students were complaining that they couldn't maneuver this part because this is looking somehow. All right, so let's do it together. Let's do it together. So we have a bar 2.6532, and we're asked to multiply by, and we're supposed to multiply by what 0.4. Now 0.4, mind you, 0.4 is same thing as 4 divided by 10, which is the same thing as you reduce to its lowest term. You're going to get what? You're going to get 2 over what 5. So I'm using 2 over 5 now. So about 2.6532 multiplied by 2 divided by what 5. So I'm going to multiply first, then divide, right? So this now becomes, right, 2 times 2 here gives me what 4. Let me take this up a bit, shift this to this part so that you can see. Now 2 times 2 gives me 4, 2 times 3 gives me what 6, 2 times 5 gives me what 10. So I write 0 carry 1. 2 times 6 gives me 12, 12 plus the one I carried 13, right? 3 carry 1. 2 times 2 gives me 4, plus the one I carried gives me what 3. So this is about 3.3. Now divide by what 5. Now you can't divide. If you divide this number, you're going to get the 0 points, right? But we're not supposed to get a 0 point. So what do? We find a way of making this part where we have a bar. I find a way of making or adding, find a way of making it 5, right? So that when you divide this 5 by this 5, you get 1, that, right? And also divide the other part and you get the 0 point. So if you put them together, you get your answer. So how do we do that? We add a unique 0. So what is the unique 0? The unique 0 is what minus 2 plus what 2, which is equal to 0. So we're writing minus 2 as what bar 2 plus 2. So that this minus this bar 2, we add that to this bar 3, becomes what bar 5. So that bar 5 divided by bar 5 gives us what 1. Then this 2 here is added to what the decimal part. So this now becomes what bar 5 divided by 5 plus 2 added to the decimal part becomes what 2.3064. So we divide this part by also 5. So bar 5 divided by 5 gives us bar 1 plus. If you divide this part by 5, you have a 0.4613. So if you put them together, you have exactly, so you have exactly bar 1 point. So if you add this together, you have bar 1.4613. So this is it. So we write our answer here as bar 1.4613. 3613. Good, good. So we're moving gradually. Now, if you look at if you look at what the other part, right? Let me reduce this. If you look at what, if you look at the other part, right? If you look at this part, what we have here is what multiplication, right? So what we're going to write at our outcome is addition. Remember, that's how we got this subtraction here. What we have here is what? What we have here is division. So you're going to write that division here as subtraction in our outcome. So that's how to do it, right? So we'll add these two values now. So adding the two values, I'm going to clean this part and add 0.3214 plus bar 1.4613. So this bar is looking like T. It's not later T, please. So at this part, 1 plus 1 is what? 2. 2 plus 6 gives us what? 8. 3 plus 4 gives us 7. And the decimal point, we have that 0 plus bar 1 gives us exactly bar 1. So this is what we have. So we're going to write what we have down here as the total log for what? The denominator. So we have 7827. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, so finally, what we just did here is we've gotten a single number for the the what the the log of what the numerator, and we've gotten a single number for log of what the denominator. So the next thing is what we subtract. Since it's division, we subtract to get the final log, then find our antilog, and we're done. All right. So the log of what the numerator. I'm going to clean this one again, and we'll do that. So the log of what the final log of the numerator, which is this one, final log of the numerator is what 0.94005, and the final log of the denominator is what by 1.7827. Right. So let's do the subtraction. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 comes down because there's nothing here. So 0 minus 7 is not possible. 0 minus. So we borrow 1 from here, this becomes 3. You add that 1 to this, becomes 10. Borrow 1 from here, it becomes 9. Add that 1 here, this is 10. Now 10 minus 7 gives us 3. All right. So 9 minus 2 is 7. And we have 3 here. 3 cannot minus 8. So we borrow 1, add to this, becomes 13. 13 minus 8 gives us 5. And this is now 8. So 8 minus 7 gives us 1. And if you subtract this part, so decimal point comes down. 0 minus bar. Now, mind you, bar 1 is the same thing as minus 1. So when we say 0 minus bar 1, we're just saying 0 minus 1. So which is equal to what? 1 exactly. So this is it. So we're going to write the final calculatives here. So we have 1.15735. That's the final calculatives, right? And we find the antilog of our answer and we're done. So let's go to the table again and find the antilog. So let me zoom this. So we're looking for what? The antilog of, check the number again. We're looking for the antilog of 15 under 7. 15 under 7, difference of what? 3. So 15, that's 0.5, 0.15. This is under 7, and this is what? 7. So if you trace down, you know that this is what we have, right? So let me write 1435. Now the difference is under what? Difference under 3. Difference under 3 is 1. Now look at the difference. Difference under 3 is 1. Difference under 4 is 1. Difference under 5 is 2. So even if you approximate, right, you're still going to get 1. Even if you approximate this value, somebody will be like, okay, why is this 5 here? Why not approximate it? Even if you approximate it, you still get a difference of 1, right? So if you add this, you have 6, you have 3, you have 4, and you have 1. So finally, go back and write what we have. So I like it zoomed like that. So we have 1, 4. Oops. Let me write the variable. So we have 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 6. 1, 4, 3, 6. So how do we get the decimal point? The decimal point is when you add, this is the final characteristics. This one is the final characteristics. So if you add 1 to it plus 1, right, it becomes what? 2, right? That is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So you now count from, where? You count from the left hand side to the right hand side. Where's my, this one is so faint. So we count 1 and 2. So you put a decimal point here. So you can see that what we have is quite the same with what you're going to get if you check with calculator. If you check your calculator, you're going to get the same thing. You're going to get the same thing. So reduce this. So you see, we got this is what we got as the answer, and this is what we're getting here as the answer. So thank you guys for watching. Like I said, if you've not subscribed to my channel, just hit that subscription button and more. And you can, if you enjoy what you just watched, just click on that like button. Just say something nice in the comment section. And also, if you have someone in the secondary section, you can just send this video to him. Also, I do online services, online classes. I host online classes. If you are interested in subscribing to my online classes, just I'll drop the link to this particular video so that you send me a message. So thank you guys. See you in the next one.